Today I'm talking about being transparent with FAST goals. This piece is the last part of FAST goals that I've been talking about and won't make any sense if you haven't listened to my other podcasts about FAST goals, so listen to those first. Transparency is like a spark that ignites the fuel of FAST goals, but if you're not prepared, you'll have an unexpected explosion instead of a system-wide and strategic progression of work. With transparency, you want to make it so that it's clear or visible how everyone's work contributes to the success of your organization as a whole. And that's the easy part, and I'll get to the harder bit later. But the easy part is to make your strategic priorities, got to have those, and objectives, got to have those, public, and make sure they mesh with your culture. So you want to make individual goals for the most part public, and what you want is to have both top down and bottom up transparency to align both strategic and tactical work. There's software to help with this. BetterWorks is an HR system specifically designed for performance management and agile teams that I like, with a focus on goals, guiding feedback, conversations, and data analytics. And then there are project management tools or software like Trello, which is my favorite, Basecamp, and Jira, which is used for software development, which makes work visible. The more important and harder part of transparency are the cultural shifts needed for human behavior that facilitates and supports real, open, dynamic, continuous learning. For example, with frequent conversations that includes feedback, you want to know how to deal with defensiveness that gets in the way of being open to new information and learning. With ambition, where stretch goals bring up fear and doubt that maybe we can't do this, you have to know how to deal with drama that destroys innovation and keeps you in survival dynamics. With specific objectives and key results, you have to know how to deal with confusion, identifying priority work caused by conflict between different perspectives within your business. Without culture shifts and leadership focused on evolving human dynamics, no software tools are going to get you where you want to go. So the thing that makes you the most brilliant, those things that make you brilliant at your technical work, like control, discipline, and creating certainty, these are the things that are going to fuck up your leadership of FAST goals. You can't avoid conflict and settle for broad agreement that lets each person interpret things in their own way, without having agreement from everyone. And you can't adjust to circumstances and lose sight of those must-wins, that those outcomes that have to happen. So you must be prepared to deal with very messy human behavior if you're truly going to raise the bar into growth and strategic execution. So I like to think of this personally as a through line, a line of sight that builds on your current success, while at the same time allows you to burst into new territory of startup-like innovation. And I'd say it's an art more than a science, where you can't make human drama bad. You need to recognize and encourage free radical thinking, things that you might want to be squashing, trying to control. These are the things that move people into not knowing and evolves thinking. You'll need to have the courage to let transparency include human vulnerability as much as work visibility and lead people through that mess, actually making use of the mess to build capacity and momentum. So this looks like being able to be emotionally intelligent enough to talk about disappointment, fear, and confusion. And with one of my clients, this included frustration with an innovative technology that they really wanted to have work, um, but it was not. This wasn't happening. And so it led to a strategic decision to drop that partnership and move their solutions in a different direction that proved to be less innovative but more profitable. So the key is to not make drama bad and to know that free radical people and thinking are needed for your system as a whole to evolve, and that it will be messy at times. So there's two things to be transparent in the new universe of business. The first thing is, what do you want more of? And this is not an old view of transparency and vulnerability that would maybe say more of trying to bring control and discipline to uncertainty, but instead more of your hopes and fears that are ready to be spoken, where all aspects of who you and others are is welcomed, your best self and your doubts and fears. And the second thing is, what are you ready to let go of? Not the discipline and rigor, which are needed to execute on progress, but instead to say, maybe let go of that voice in your head that judges conflict and feelings as bad, like basic normal human stuff, right? And to stop being so hard on your human self and be open and curious instead. So what questions do you have about what I've shared here, or thoughts? Please put those in the comments below, and I look forward to talking with you about what you think.